Favourite club?
Manchester United, obviously.
Ooh. So why is he being linked with United, which is surely a downgrade right now?
Cheers for that.
So that and more coming up in the next few minutes as myself and our brand new Onefootball host is sitting alongside me. I did ask you guys, actually, what you thought her name was. We had Shannon, Maria, Elle, Linda, Sarah and Marianne.
None of those, unfortunately.
None of those?
No, not even middle names.
What your name is?
My name is Angelina.
Perfect. Angelina is here for everything. For absolutely everything. For loads of stuff on the channel, but we'll get straight into the Q&A because I've got a quick fire for you so the viewers can get to know you. Right. First off, Angelina, favourite club?
Manchester United, obviously.
Ooh, we do a lot of United bashing on here, sorry.
Great.
Favourite player of all time?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would probably go with, I'm obviously going to pick a United player, I would probably go with Scholes.
Oh, good choice. First United game or memory?
The first game I ever went to was, I'm sure it was like Wolves or someone like that. It was not like an amazing game, I'll be honest.
Not that memorable.
But I guess my first football memory will have been, and this is why Ronaldo was not my favourite, Ronaldo and Rooney in that World Cup.
Oh, after you got him sent off.
I remember being devastated by that, yeah.
Favourite food?
Caribbean, anything Caribbean food.
Favourite film?
Godfather.
Oh, good choice. If you could pick one superpower, what would it be?
Probably to be invisible, I think.
Perfect.
Yep.
There you have it. Angelina, the brand new host. Right, you can start then.
Okay, so this is from Not Me, who says, Liverpool lost 3 of their last 4 games while conceding 8 and scoring just 3 goals. Is it because opponent teams found out the ways to stop Liverpool, or is it because of the winter break causing Liverpool to lose their momentum? How do you think they can get back to their winning ways?
I don't think the winter break made them lose their momentum.
No.
And I think with Liverpool, you get back to your winning ways by just keep doing what they're doing. They're so good, and how they've played has got them so far this season that you wouldn't like drastically change something.
I think they just need to keep it moving, yeah.
Don't overreact. Liverpool fans, Klopp players, I wouldn't overreact and be like, our whole club is falling to pieces. Few poor losses. The way to stop Liverpool, did teams find it out? Maybe. Maybe it was a few poor games. Maybe teams is what I think actually took their chances.
Yeah.
Against Liverpool. Right, next up, Big Buster Brown has thrown one out there. Kane has come out and said he would like to bring his career to the next level, but why is he being linked with United, which is surely a downgrade right now?
Cheers for that.
It's throwing shade at you and he didn't even know you were a United fan.
Oh my God, like, is this how it starts? Great. You know what, I can kind of see where he's coming from with this, because Manchester United and Tottenham, there's not that much difference at the moment in that they've not really, well, they've not at all won anything recently. They're struggling to kind of maintain consistency with their form, and they're also, you know, nowhere near top 4, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see there is a lot of similarities with them. So you would kind of think maybe if he was going for more, you know, like obviously like City, Liverpool, or maybe a European club. The only thing I can think of is that maybe United have got more of a history, even though it seems like 5 million years ago when they won stuff.
I think so, yeah.
And obviously, if Solskjaer's going to stay, you know, he's a manager that as a player won a lot of stuff, and they are, you know, just as desperate as Tottenham to get back to winning ways, but I think that history makes it even more important. So maybe that's it, I don't know.
I could see that being a big reason. Also, United don't have their shit together, but Spurs have got their shit together even less.
Yeah,
so it's still technically an upgrade. Right, you're up next.
Okay, so this is from, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Ogaboga, I'm going to go with.
You have some great names on there.
And again, if I say this name wrong, can Nicholas, I'm going to say Sule.
Sule.
Is that okay, Sule? Be as good as Virgil van Dijk?
Ooh, this is a tough one. Can Sule be as good as Van Dijk? He's got the attributes to be as good as Van Dijk. He's enormous, plays with incredible aggression, quite good speed for such a big guy, has been injured for the whole season at Bayern Munich, which is a shame. I think he's got the attributes to be as good as Van Dijk. Yeah, that's a massive ask.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no, but I still think he'll be a quality defender for Germany and Bayern. If he comes back and gets fit and these injuries don't hamper his career, yeah, I'm sure he'll be good. Right, Marilyn has asked, who is the best goalkeeper in the world right now, except for Kyle Walker? He did well in that one game.
You know what? As much as it pains me to say it, I will give him that. That was all right. That.
Best keeper.
I think it's got to be Alisson. I think.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah, as much as, again, pains me to have to say this. But yeah, I think in the Premier League so far, he's had 0 errors leading to goal. David De Gea, obviously, is very, very different at the moment. 10 clean sheets in the Premier League. I think where Liverpool are, you can't really, I don't really think there's anybody. He's not, a lot of goalkeepers this season, they've got at least one blunder that kind of comes to mind. With him, it's been pretty smooth sailing, so I would probably go with him.
I said it's the right answer because it seems to me whenever we discuss goalkeepers, if you don't say Alisson, the comment section goes wild.
Oh, right, okay, then yeah, him
so
all the way.
So that's the right answer. I'd say like Oblak or someone, or people will be like, oh, so Alisson plays tennis, does he? Yeah, apparently that's the right answer.
Okay.
I think I'm going to agree. I think I'm going to agree with you.
So next we have got, again, I'm sorry about this, Pillai 99 or PI 99, whichever. So can Dortmund be the dark horse of this UEFA Champions League? Maybe we can see a Dortmund Bayern final.
Oh, like a repeat of 2013? Yeah, at Wembley.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think Dortmund are good, and I'm not entirely sure whether they get past PSG. The thing is with Dortmund, they've always got a shocking performance in them.
Yeah.
Dortmund will be brilliant in attack, and you'll see Haaland and Sancho, and Julian Brandt when he's back fit, same with Royce and Mario Götze, and you think, oh my God, they're unbelievable. And then they'll go and concede 3 in the league to like Düsseldorf or Augsburg, and you think, God, you keep shooting yourself in the foot with poor defensive displays.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got enough to go to the final.
I think maybe next season, depending on what happens,
the summer's
with the
massive
Sancho as well.
them.
Yeah.
See, the thing is with Sancho, if they sell him, they've got loads of money for recruitment.
But then they lose him
But then they don't have Sancho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough one.
A bit in between. Right, next up, Nabil Wazir's got a quick fire.
Okay.
So, straight off the answer, top of your head. Mason Mount or Mason Greenwood?
Mason Greenwood.
Bernd Leno or Lukas Fabianski?
I don't know. I would probably say Leno just because I think he's a little bit younger, isn't he?
Yeah. Ayoze Perez or David Silva?
David Silva as much as it irritates me.
That's not a question. De Gea or Lloris?
I've got to back De Gea. I mean, I've already,
wonderful.
yeah, they've both got issues, but I've got to go with my man De Gea.
And finally, this is a great little add-on because we asked for some newbie questions.
Yeah.
What's the useless talent that you have? Show us or tell us. What's like a useless thing you can do?
I don't think it's a talent, it's just a very strange thing that like my thumbs click all the time. That's about it. Like they can just click all the time.
Oh, I'm not sure you guys picked that up.
Yeah,
wow.
it was, that's...
I heard you were a pigeon whisperer.
A pigeon whisperer?
This is what I heard, you can talk to pigeons.
Yeah, of course. No, I hate them, so yeah, there you go.
Nothing to do with that. Right, go on then.
Okay, so next up from Manan Bawal. Apologies again. Do you think PSG should sack, I always was going to say this wrong as well, Tuchel. There we go. Due to his constant UEFA Champions League failures and get someone in like Allegri?
I agree with it. I agree with getting rid of Tuchel for Allegri. I think Tuchel is a great coach.
Yeah.
And the reason I say I agree with it is because they're going to do it anyway, but it's not his fault. PSG, I say it all the time, every time a manager goes there, as soon as you don't win the Champions League or you finish...
You're done.
Yeah, the knockout rounds, last 16 or quarterfinals for a few years in a row, and it's clear that you're never really going to take PSG to the Champions League final or to win it. They chuck you out. Winning the league is a given, should be a given, and most of the French Cups as well. So all you're ever going to be judged on is Champions League, and Tuchel's brilliant. I just think he's not going to win it with PSG.
Tough job. Imagine
Ridiculous.
like the weight of expectation of like, we're going to win all that, and that is not enough. You better get on that Champions League.
Exactly. Yeah. I just think as well, like, I don't know, I feel like Allegri brings a really good winning mentality as well. Something that Tuchel doesn't. Tuchel has it, but he doesn't have nowhere near the achievements in the CV that Allegri does. Right, Brandon Forfar said, if Neymar joined a Premier League team, which one would he fit the best in? Great question. This would be outrageous. Okay, put money aside.
Yeah, I would. Again, pains me to say it, but I could kind of see him at Manchester City.
I was thinking that too.
Because obviously, if you've got him kind of on that left side, obviously you do have Sterling, but he would be good maybe to kind of change that up. And even if you played him in the centre, obviously you've got De Bruyne's injured 24/7, Aguero's getting on a little bit, bless him. So I could see him fitting into that quite nicely.
I think City would make sense, but if I was going to go for another team, I would say a team lower down. Now, Neymar wouldn't join, and they wouldn't afford him.
Go on.
I only think because Neymar has to be the star.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like him and Sterling maybe might have a little bit of a battle for.
And the other teams, the big teams have got so many key players that like the whole Neymar Mbappe, even though they get along, Neymar Cavani.
I think Neymar would be able to, because Aguero's getting on a bit. I think he could kind of kick him to the side, but I think him and Sterling would have a bit of beef, I reckon.
Let's put Neymar in Southampton.
I mean, there'd be no question as to who was the star.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be no question.
Ego-wise, he's loving life.
Neymar, hop over the channel to the south coast. You love it. Him and Danny Ings. What a front two that would be.
Amazing.
Next. These Q&As get wilder.
So this is from Vikram Iyer, who says, Matt, what is going on with Spurs? I think a lot of people want to ask you that.
Question.
What the hell is going on? Do you think Mourinho was not the right choice, or is it because of injuries?
It is because of injuries.
Yeah.
And there is no football fan out there who could say otherwise. There is no way that you take away the two best players who also happen to be in the same position and the one scoring the goals and say that any team in the world would be just as good.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You can go through the list and take every top two player of every team, of which Kane is son of the top two at Spurs.
Yeah.
There's no way that any other players would be as good, and especially that Spurs don't have a striker. That is Spurs' fault.
Yeah.
It's Spurs' fault that they didn't sign a backup, that they haven't got the squad to cover injuries. That is completely and utterly their fault. Having said that, you take out your two best players, of course you're going to be worse.
Yeah.
Was Mourinho not the right choice? It's easier to say that now. Mourinho has won something everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
And Tottenham wanted to win something. So it went hand in glove.
On paper, it kind of...
Oh, yeah. On paper, with CV beforehand, it was the perfect match.
Yeah.
It was a guy to come in who didn't build the squad for 5 years, to get the winning mentality to a talented group of players and bring them a trophy. Now that we're knocked out, it's easier to say he wasn't the right choice. But,
Yeah.
Right, Abraham Emanuel, what would Barcelona have to do to consider this season a success?
Well, I mean, they're already out of the two cup games, aren't they? The two cup competitions. So, you know what? Barcelona, in a way, they kind of remind me of PSG in that I think they need that Champions League.
That's
I mean, they've not won it since, 2014, I think?
14-15, yeah.
So, in my opinion, if I was a Barcelona fan, I would be wanting a Champions League because, La Liga, they've done it, so many times. With the cup competitions, even though they're out now, they've still managed to kind of, dominate across so much in Spain. But when you look at the team that they have, I want to know. I'm shocked that they didn't get to the final last season. To be honest, Tottenham were. No,
not the Spurs. The Liverpool is quite a freak result to turn it around. They should have done.
When I saw that, I was expecting them to get in. Yeah. The last couple of seasons, I've thought, this is Barcelona. So I think for me. I would, if I was a Barcelona fan, I would want to see a Champions League after so long, because that is a long time.
I completely agree. I think PSG, Barcelona, Juventus, Bayern Munich, and to some extent Manchester City are all in the same boat.
I think
you can piss around and you can win your Bundesliga or your Serie A as much as you like, as many times in a row as you want, by as many points as you want. But if you don't win the Champions League, that domestic success has knocked down a few pegs.
I think that's definitely true with City. I think, obviously, being a United fan, we love to have a go at them that they've not got that. That's the only thing they've not got now. So we're clinging on to that for dear life. So I think if they manage to get that, I think they will gain a lot more respect in kind of European football as well. Because as much as I dislike them, I don't necessarily think they always get the credit they deserve. So I think if Guardiola could take them to that Champions League, I think they'd get a lot of respect.
They started well with the 2-1 against Real Madrid, so
who knows?
Let's see what happens. Right, this is a big one. Okay. You got a big question.
Right, are we ready? So this is from AZ. So, external factors like money and social media are affecting the game of football and ruining it. young players play 1 or 2 good games, and because of social media, they grab attention and get a move to a big club where they tend to crumble under pressure. Also, the involvement of agents and the hefty amounts of cash are causing overpriced and unnecessary transfers, and players are unable to focus on the game. What changes in rules should be made to prevent players demanding transfers and young players ruining their careers?
What a question.
That is a question.
That was like an essay. That was like a topic. Luckily, I've also got it written down so I can remember it, because I couldn't remember all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree. Money in social media is ruining football from a player's point of view. From a fan's point of view, great. You get closer to the action. You know, you can. I mean, you don't talk to the players through social media.
You can buy their merchandise.
You buy their merch.
can DM them and hope they reply, I guess.
If they've got a YouTube channel, they can subscribe like you guys should do. Click the button to subscribe. I think the changes are going to be so difficult to make because it's a career. Because who are the FA, UEFA, the Premier League? Who are you to step in and say to a 17, 18-year-old who's moving? Let's take Jude Bellingham of Birmingham, for example. Who are you to say, hey, Jude, cheesy line there, you can't move to Manchester United for 40 million and earn 100k a week at the age of 16, 17. He's saying, it's my career, I want to earn that money, I want to get as much out of it as I can because it's a career. You can't say that. On the flip side, I think there should be some sort of development in place where players either can't move until they're 20, 21, or they have to play a certain amount of games with their their starting club before moving on. I just think that experience would really help them. You'd play a certain amount of games, and you know you'd get that big move. You wouldn't, like AZ has said here, you wouldn't play 1 or 2. The hype is real, the social media. Suddenly you've got people from Adidas speaking to your agent or Nike or whichever these brands are saying, by the way, get your guy Jude Bellingham to move to Manchester United, right? Then we'll put him in an advert. We'll put him on a new range of boots. We'll do this and that. And it's being fed, you know, because this is what people on social media want. We'll get his social media up to 3 million on Instagram. And it feeds a cycle, which has nothing to do with football. It's nothing to do with we'll get him these many minutes on the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Manchester United in 2003 because Fergie wanted him. Because Ferguson said to him, I want you now, you can come home with us now, so after the friendly against Sporting, this summer, and you'll play games next season. There were teams like Arsenal, Valencia, Juventus, and someone else who said to Ronaldo, yeah, we'll agree to deal with Sporting, come over next summer. And Ronaldo was like, no, I can play now, I want to play now. And that kind of drive is what should motivate players. If you're good enough when you're 16, 17, if you're good enough and you play enough football, the money will come. Don't worry about it. You got years before you get that big move to Real Madrid, PSG, whatever, right? If you're that good and you show it on a weekly basis, of course there's also injury, which could happen, and then you're going to want as much money as possible. We know that. But yeah, I would agree, as I think some of it is ruining it. I felt like a bit of a lecture there.
It was very lectury, wasn't it? Yeah, I feel like I learned something.
Enjoy the football, worry about the other stuff later.
But I also think, I was just thinking then, if it does end up that, you know, young players are moving and they're getting all this money, I think there needs to be, and I don't know the ins and outs of what goes on, but, you know, some kind of, I don't know, like training, like helping them out with like finances and how to deal with the pressures.
There was a scheme. There was definitely some sort of scheme in the Premier League.
I think it needs to be kind of re-looked at then maybe and kind of...
Maybe I'm lying. I'm sure there was a scheme in the Premier League which taught players about the financial pressures, about dealing with money, the amount of players we've seen in debt,
that's the other
gambling
thing.
issues and stuff like that.
100%.
There was definitely something, but there needs to be more responsibility on the people around these players as well.
100%.
You can't expect a 16-year-old to make wise decisions if they're on like 80k
I mean, what would you
a week.
have bought if you got 80k in one
At
week?
16 years old, I would have gone nuts.
Exactly.
With no one around me to tell me the right path. My mum would have killed me. Right, last but not least, Big Buster Brown. Add it again, because this is a great question. For our new host, Angelina, are you a dog or a cat person? Very serious question.
Oh, now this is a bit of a complex answer, because if you would have asked me about 10 years ago, I would have been more of a cat person, because I used to have a super bad phobia of dogs because I got bit when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
But now I've kind of like, I've kind of like got over it. So probably say more of a dog person now. But I don't like, I have no hate towards cats either, but.
Plus, if you put up a picture of your dog on Instagram, you get way more likes than a cat.
That is true,
Come on, guys, you know the rules. Anyway, thank you so much for all of your questions, and please leave a warm welcome to Angelina in the comment section below, as well as your thoughts on everything we've discussed, all the weird and wacky stuff. Just a reminder, every single Wednesday night in the YouTube community tab is where you can find us asking for all of your questions for that Friday's Q&A. But until next week, we'll see you guys later. And it's done.
Done diddly done.